What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You guys, I'm so excited about today up here in beautiful Virginia / West Virginia on the infamous New River, practicing for a tournament. Fished yesterday with Jackson and my buddy Russ. We had a great float, so much fun, caught a lot of fish, ran some super gnarly rapids, which I'm really excited about. Today I'm taking my good friend Wesley out. I'm gonna put her in my Hobie I-11 and we're gonna do a big float here and take you guys with us. So I'm stoked. It's beautiful. The fish have been small. We're gonna try to catch some big ones, so stay with us. Let's go have a good time. This river's pretty wild. It's pretty scenic. There's a lot of class 2s, class 3s, some class 4s. The water's low, so I feel pretty safe about it. But we are doing a float in Virginia, about 8 miles, and hopefully we can find some bigger fish. The last day we fished, and what we've heard from everybody, is that there's a lot of like 12, 13, 14-inch fish, but I caught a couple 15s and a 16. We need to try to find some bigger ones. So we might throw some big swim baits, big topwaters. Overall, we're gonna see what we can do. That one turns so good too. That's the thing I love about it. All right then, let's catch some smallies. What's your first impression just like sitting on it?
It's weird.
It is different, isn't it?
It's like there's nothing under you.
Yeah. And because it sits like, it literally sits on top of the water. Yeah. So we should fish this like behind these little boulders right here. That's where I was getting at least a lot of numbers yesterday.
I brought earlier.
Yeah?
That broke off. I forgot to put it through the...
You know how many times I do that? It's ridiculous.
I was like, why does this sound so weird?
Why is it not spooling up evenly on the reel? One of the things I was trying to figure out yesterday, like for the Susky, these super shallow, like shaded slack water sections were so money for bigger fish. And I was trying to figure out if like that would be the same thing here. And I did catch my biggest fish of the float in stuff like this real subtle, slow moving slack water, like up against the bank, shaded, like 6 inches. But I only caught one. You know, they don't want to live in that faster moving stuff because they have to work a lot harder. So I was like, man, the big fish should be in these little troughs, little slack water sections, using the shade. But that just did not translate as well yesterday. I'm gonna hit it in the center. Woo! I mean, kind of fun, right? There, I lost a decent fish right here. This looks like a decent one. Oh, it got off. Dang it.
She was like, well, can you wear goggles? And I'm like, oh, you can't wear them.
Yeah, please wear goggles for your tournament. Hold on, Jordan. It's got another 13-incher.
Yeah, so it's like, it is.
Please wear goggles. Oh my gosh, please wear goggles. The doctor said, like, you need to wear goggles.
Right. I'm just gonna put like, I'm just gonna put a layer of tape around my glasses so that it just fits flush on my eye.
No, dude. I think we gotta be really safe with this. You don't want to mess with your vision. You need to wear goggles. Okay, you guys, cool thing again, just like a lot of your river fishing, I was able to keep it super simple. Only brought 4 rods with me, and then my favorite part about this is that I literally just took a Plano edge box, did a little grab and go. I've got a bunch of finesse jigs, I've got some tubes, some round ball heads for some little swim baits and grubs. I've got a couple of got a couple of these will not be mentioned here. More finesse jigs. And I've got one more plastics thing full of hard baits, and then just my grab and go plastics along with my cell phone for protection in there. So that's what I love about this. I can keep it so dang easy. You can see this river has a lot of fast moving water. It's pretty clear. What I've been doing really well on the last couple of days is literally just a finesse jig and a little top water. You can keep it pretty simple. I don't think there's anything special about the jig I'm using. It's just a 1/4 ounce Berkeley finesse jig. The craw, the trailer might be important right now at this time of year. I do like having a little extra action. So get a trailer that moves a lot of water, has a lot of movement to it. I think that does kind of help. And maybe the color. That's what we've been doing really well on. We're going to see if we can't get a couple bigger bites today. That's going to be the ticket to this tournament, is figuring out how to get 1 or 2 big kicker fish, I think. So I've got some coal shads with me today, got some bigger swim baits, got some bigger top waters. We're going to see what we can do and what we can figure out. Wes, you see that? Look at those fish blowing up down here. You see that? Look, let's go. I don't know what it is, but we got to go check it out. That fish looked bigger. Okay, here's like a 14 right under my kayak. We'll definitely want to run this on that side. Okay.
Okay, as long as I'm back by the 8. I'm good.
Oh, I got a decent one.
See, because you're on the phone with me.
Woo! By decent, I mean like probably 15 incher. Oh yeah, big time. Like 75 inches is gonna be good.
Really?
Yep. Wes!
What?
That is about a 15 and change. We like that.
Friday so I get it back early. I'm probably gonna just come to your place.
Yes.
Because your place.
That one looks decent, maybe? No. No. Oh, that one is decent. Like maybe a 14. Maybe yeah, it's probably 14. Okay. Maybe not. So this is our first like set of what Jody considered to be right there. Wes, stand up, stand up. Right here. That's like a 16, 17. See it right here? Straight left. Right?
Oh, I see it.
It's like a 16 right there. Well, maybe it's a 15 and change probably. Yeah, the first, yeah. We got to run it far river right. That is like a pretty solid drop, I think. That is a pretty good drop. Let me go look at this over here. We just got to be careful of that spar side. Yeah, that was fine. All right, you guys, we're about a 1/4 of the way through our float. Little update. Probably caught, I don't know, 8 to 10 fish. 2 decent ones, and I actually saw one that was a 3.5 pounder all day. That's the biggest fish I've seen since being here for 2 full days. So that was kind of exciting. Overall, really like this float. It's freaking beautiful. So, you know, again, a lot of small fish, but it's kind of the story that I'm hearing about the entire river, or at least the section that's inbounds here. We can do Eggleston to, I don't know, somewhere close to Beckley. Caught a lot of fish on top water, caught a lot of fish on the finesse jig, a couple on a tube, a couple on a crankbait. Let me look, typical, a little bit of everything. So, but yeah, so far I do kind of like what I'm seeing on this stretch. Wes is having a good time. She seems to like the I-11. It's one of the best river boats, and it's handling the rapids just fine. So we're gonna keep kind of working this area. I love being able to stand up because I can see, if I can see big fish and I know they're around, it gives me a lot of confidence in an area. So we're gonna keep going, trying to catch a few more, try to see a few more, and not flip the kayaks, first and foremost. That one feels better, but you've never, that feels better. It's in the current though, so you just never know. Oh yeah, that's a better one, Wes. Might be another like, might be our 410. Yeah, this is a 14. This is good. the more and more I do this float, the more I like it. Oh, Wes, that's a good one, I think. Yeah, that might be a 15. Yeah, that might be a 15. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell underwater. It's definitely over 14. That one's gonna be close. It's definitely over 14. Choke that tube. I mean, that's a decent one. We'll take it. I think it's probably quite 15, but it's close. I'm pretty sure I just saw like a 21, 22 inch smallmouth. Like giant, giant, giant smallmouth. Dude, this thing was like that big. It was right where you just casted. Do you see it? I haven't seen it. This is the first day I've actually physically seen a big fish. That's probably solid 12 or 13. 12. Sight fished that one. Sight fished that one. Threw this tube back. Saw it kind of crew. Ooh, there's a nice one right there. Might be able to sight fish this one too. Well, I won't get to sight fish this one. That's okay. That was a decent one right there, you guys. That was a 14 and change. Oh boy. What a giant. Okay, y'all, that's what we're dealing with right now. Those sound kind of big too.
Yeah, I'd run it on the left.
Yeah. The middle looks kind of fun though. This stretch is pretty, but it does seem to get a lot of raft traffic. The good sections, we didn't fish the deep part of those very hard, like at all, you know? I feel like if we would sit down and just kind of just pick those apart, we'd get some better bites. And if not, we've got plenty of sections. Yeah, I did feel like there was a pretty big dead lull for a couple of miles after those bridges, you know? Yeah. Like the last little bit I felt was like a bit of a lull. Well guys, I think we have a little bit of a strategy. I'm gonna see what I can find tomorrow, just checking a couple single access stuff, but I like that float. It was pretty wild, it was a little gnarly. Had some fish, saw some giant fish, caught some okay fish, and I don't think it'll get a ton of pressure. So, I don't know. We're gonna see how tomorrow brings, and then we're gonna see what tomorrow brings, and we'll go from there. But thanks for coming along with us, and stay tuned for my tournament recap on the New River.